The basis of sports is the fact that you can step on a field, and if you're the better team or the better player, you will beat the other team and you will become victorious. Now, for example, the way the English Premier League works and the whole relegation and promotion system with the lower leagues means that if you're in a lower league, let's say you're in the 5th tier, and you just keep scoring the ball more than your opponent, your team will end up in the Premier League, and if you do that there, you'll win the Premier League. Now, for example, in 2015-16, Leicester won the Premier League title after nearly getting relegated the season before that. They stayed in the league on merit because they deserved to be there, and then they ended up winning because they literally deserved to win. Now, had the Premier League made a decision based on, okay, which teams are the most entertaining to watch, let's put them all in the league and then let them have a go. The reason that would have been terrible is, first of all, that would have never happened. Second of all, part of us sport watchers' enjoyment that we get from the sport is watching the sport happen naturally. Obviously, there are plenty of factors involved, but we want to see competition. Fair competition is entertainment. You know what? Let me not speak for others. Let me just speak for myself. Fair competition is what makes something entertaining. I want to see what happens. I want to see the tactics play out. I want to see players get better and worse. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see the WWE, or things are just put in place to be entertaining. That's not exciting. Now, the reason that I say this is because this creation of the Super League, obviously, everybody's against it for the most part. Not everybody, but most really loyal fans of a team, especially, I'm going to be talking about my experience with Premier League fans of the Premier League because that's what I watch, really. Of course, they're against it. And I'm going to talk about this in a perspective of, let's say the Super League happens and, they're still allowed in the league, they're domestic leagues and all that. But let's say the Super League just takes place at the Champions League. Let's say that's how it works out. Because if that isn't the case, I probably shouldn't even have to argue for why the Super League is a terrible idea. If they're removed from their leagues, that would be, I guess that's for a whole nother video, but I feel like most people would agree that would be terrible. You shouldn't form your own league. Your league isn't important enough to tear down completely other leagues that people already have an invested interest in, and you've got rivalries in those leagues that would be broken up, and these teams wouldn't be able to play. All these there's plenty of reasons why, and people wouldn't be able to get season tickets and go to all these different countries in the Super League. There's, it's not good for the fans. So I'm going to talk about if the Super League happens, and for example, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, Man United, Tottenham would still be in the Premier League. Why I'm not a fan of the league. I don't mind adding another competition or changing the way the Champions League works or changing the owners of the Champions League from UEFA. I don't care about any of that. I'm talking about sport fairness and the basis of how sports work and how they should work and what we find entertaining. Now, first of all, I just think it's funny that it's called the Super League. The definition of super is very good or pleasant, excellent. You would expect a Super League to be made up of super teams. Arsenal are in the Super League. Arsenal are 13-12 with 7 draws. That is mediocre. They should be in literally the mediocre league. They're worse than Everton, Chelsea, West Ham. They're worse than Everton, Chelsea, West Ham, and Leicester. I shouldn't have said Chelsea there because they're actually in the Super League as well. But Everton, West Ham, Leicester, these teams aren't in the Super League. Why is that? They clearly deserved it as much as everybody else. Leicester and West Ham are 3rd and 4th right now, qualifying for the Champions League, which is kind of like the current version of what people are making into the Super League. So why are Leicester and West Ham not in the Super League? Well, it's because they don't have enough money, but really it's because the Super League didn't put them in because they don't think they would be as entertaining to watch. They're trying to do whatever they can to make the games entertaining to watch and to bring the most fans into watching the Super League. Arsenal have more fans. They're sort of a bigger club with regards to fan base than these teams. So they completely undermine the whole idea of sport, which is you play to win. And in a broader sense, with the way that leagues work in the Premier League and the way the Champions League has always worked, is that you can qualify based on how good you are as a team. Including Tottenham and Arsenal, especially, even Chelsea in this Super League, automatically means that hey, we don't care about quality at the moment. We're just wanting to make something that's of entertainment value. And by doing that, I'm just going to speak for myself, you ruin the entertainment value, ironically enough. Because you show that you don't really care about quality right now. You're just all into, okay, let's be a little gimmicky here, and let's see how much money we can bring in. That's how it smells to me, and I don't like it.